Morning, Thursday. It's about 25 to 8. We had an early start this morning from Bags Creek, Bags Creek Gap, which is a beautiful tenting site, but a horrific water source. Anyway, we managed. We got in there fairly late last night. I can't remember what time it was because we walked on from Bull Gap where we had been planning to stay. But it was good. The brother and sister from Andy and Kayla from Mississippi were there. Josh was there. Carl, Gustavo, Connor, and some other folk, and Lisa, and some other folk we didn't know. Josh had a bit of sort of heat stroke going on, so we looked after him a bit. He's okay this morning. And yeah, we've got an early start this morning because it's meant to be really warm again today. So we're going to try and get some miles in early, maybe rest up for a bit, then push on. We're heading for a shelter site that, again, I can't remember the name of. Do you remember it?
No, I don't remember.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's nearly 15 miles from here, so it could be a big day if we do that. There's a couple of tenting options in between if something happens and we change our mind. But I'm going to show you now what the view looks like this morning because it is stunning. As the sign says, this is Hog Pen Gap. On a beautiful morning, and the trail goes off through there. So you ask, how are we doing as regards progress on the trail? Well, let's have a look. There's the start at Springer Mountain. We are about here, where the end of where it says Blairsville. And all we've got to do is get up the top. Well, I don't, but that's what people have to do. I don't think it's very helpful, that map. And here we are arriving at Low Gap Shelter. Okay, it is 1:30 on Thursday afternoon. We stopped into the Low Gap Shelter we got there about 11:20, I think. My left leg, front of my thigh, my left leg's sore. It's just tired, I know, but it's sore. So we rested there for about an hour. Adam had something to eat. I had a couple of ibuprofen. And we set off again. We probably left there about an hour ago, 50 minutes ago. And Adam's back sore as well. I don't know if that's just in sympathy for me, but we're hobbling along like a couple of old men. It's warm, as we knew it was going to be today. We've chosen to do a big day on a warm day, which isn't maybe the most sensible thing to do, but we're sort of committed to it now. We've got an option. We're headed for the Blue Mountain Shelter. But there is a tent site a mile or so before that if we feel like calling it a little bit short. And we have arranged a pickup in Unicoi Gap tomorrow morning at 8:30. If we get to the Blue Mountain Shelter, we'll be, I think it's about 2.5 miles straight, and it'll be straight down into Unicoi Gap, so pretty easy to get there in the morning. So yeah, I don't know how much filming I'm going to be doing today because I'm a bit uncomfortable, but we'll see. Okay, so here we are at Blue Mountain Shelter. That was a tough day. I can't remember what time we got here. It was late. Well, Oh no, actually it was about 4:30, something like that. So actually we made really good progress considering that my leg was really sore. And then Adam's back was giving him a bit of jip. Bit of ibuprofen, bit of diorolite to get me through. I think it's, well, I know what it is. We have been a bit daft with doing too many miles really in the early stages. And it's been really warm, so it's been really sweaty, and the dehydrated meals are fine, but they probably don't have the salt that you need. So I had about 3 diorolites today, electrolyte drinks, and it did help. Actually, not a difficult day's hiking today, although we did best part of 15 miles. A lot of it was fairly gentle gradients, and it was really nice, and it was beautiful, and the weather was great, as in too warm. But the last mile or so, it got steeper and it got really rocky and uneven, and with my sore leg that was just a nightmare stepping over things. And it was worse going downhill. I was more comfortable going uphill. Anyway, we got here. There's a water source about just 0.1 of a mile along the trail before we get to the shelter, so that was good. So we got the water up, beautiful fresh cold water. Came up here to the shelter. There's a few guys here at the shelter, none that we know, although Connor's just turned up. And yeah, we got ourselves sorted out. Good tenting spots. There's bear cables here. There's a charming privy as usual. Lovely views apparently, right from the shelter itself. I think it faces pretty much east, so in the morning you get beautiful views. Well, you get beautiful views anyway, but you get the sunrise in the morning. So yeah, a tough day today. Self-inflicted really, bit daft. We probably should have been a bit more conservative in our plans, but anyway, we're here now. And tomorrow morning we're getting picked up at 8:30 down at Unicoi Gap by the Around the Bend hostel people. So we'll get up early from here and just hoof it. It's all downhill. Hopefully the leg will be rested by then and won't be too bad. And means that we'll be at the hostel really early, get ourselves sorted out, laundry, shower, all of that sort of stuff. They've got an outfitters actually there, so at the hostel, so we might just resupply there, or we might go into the exciting delights of Hiawassee and see what they have to offer. And whatever happens, hopefully we should be having dinner a bit more interesting. That'd be the first thing that hasn't been either rehydrated by me or microwaved in mountain crossings that I'll have eaten in bloody days. So yeah, looking forward to that. And it occurred to me today, well, and the other thing I'd get to do tomorrow, hopefully on the Wi-Fi in the hostel, is do a FaceTime call to my daughter and my wife and whoever else happens to be in the house at the time. So that'd be great. I've been messaging, we've been WhatsApping, but haven't been able to speak, so that'll be really good. Very grateful to my wife for covering things at home while I get to come away and do this. So thanks, darling. Love you. And yeah, although at points this afternoon I was questioning, I was rather hoping you hadn't let me away. But anyway, that's a different story. Right, not far from bedtime now. It is 8:15. You can see the sun's really going down. I'm going to hang the bear bag. There's some bear cables here for the bags. Final sort out and try and get some sleep. Okay, speak to you tomorrow.